Hello, you chiseled and shredded souls. We're in a very interesting time in recent movie history because all of the low-budget original films like Obsession and Backrooms are having amazing success, and all of the massive Hollywood sequels and remakes like The Mandalorian and Grogu and Masters of the Universe are bombing at the box office. And while The Mandalorian and Grogu was pretty predictable with its failure, I am a little shocked that Masters of the Universe is flopping as bad as it is, considering it's getting great reviews from fans and critics, and I feel like it was marketed very well. You get exactly what was advertised. I think the reason for its financial failure could be linked to sequel and remake fatigue, and while I feel this fatigue with several franchises, I do think Masters of the Universe might be the best sleeper movie of the year. Or, to put it better, the best movie that nobody saw. And here's why. So, I went into this movie knowing absolutely nothing about the franchise. I knew there was a classic 80s show that it was based on, but I never watched it or anything. All I really had to go on were the trailers, and from the trailers, I was excited. My brother and I saw the movie opening day, and we both absolutely loved it. This movie has everything that you could want in a summer popcorn flick. It has great humor, it has real tender moments that make you cry, it has romance, it has incredible action sequences, and most importantly, it has heart. It honestly reminded a lot of classic epic adventures like Star Wars or The Avengers. In a world where everything is gray, this movie is black and white. There is a definitive good and evil, which I really like. It doesn't leave much for the mind to figure out, but that's not why you're watching this movie. The cast does an amazing job. I had never heard of Nicholas Galitzine. I think I'm saying his name right. Anyways, I'd never heard of him before, but he does an amazing job as Adam/He-Man. He strikes the perfect balance between a bumbling goof and a macho man, which most guys can't pull off both. Most actors either play too much into the goof trying to be funny that the character comes off as a complete moron, or they lean too much into the macho man and are too stoic and unrelatable. There is a clear distinction between when Nicholas is the goofy, helpless Adam and when he is the shredded beefcake, strike first, ask questions later, kick butt and take names He-Man. He did an awesome job. Camila Mendes does a great job as Teela. She gets to play a strong woman who still has a personality, which never happens. They also let her be feminine. I feel like a lot of female characters get airbrushed in these kinds of movies. They act like men and they dress like men because the creators want to show a strong woman, and that's not how strong women are in real life. Teela gets to teach Adam and help him along his journey without being condescending. In most modern movies, the strong female character usually belittles any and all men to show how she's better than them. An example of this would be any episode of The Witcher, where Ciri and Yennefer are better at literally everything than the title character, Geralt of Rivia. This is a very traditional and classic movie. There's no political agenda or any of that BS that gets shoved in your face. Jared Leto crushes it as Skeletor. Even though you never see his real face, his screen presence is so intimidating. He steals every scene that he's in. And you can tell Jared Leto is having the time of his life playing this character. He gets to be evil and scary, but also a little funny. He has a perfect balance between menacing evil and over-the-top, mustache-twirling evil. Jared Leto should just be playing villains in the future. He does such a good job. The director, Travis Knight, does a phenomenal job considering this is only the third movie he's ever directed. The writing team was great. One of the writers worked on Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, so that should be reason enough for you to go see this. And Daniel Pemberton does the score, which is always top-notch. He also did the score for Project Hail Mary and both of the Spider-Verse movies. I've actually been listening to the score on repeat for like over a week now. I can't get enough of it. It's just so good. Now, I'm going to get into spoilers, so you've been warned. This movie has fun little Easter eggs in it for longtime fans. Dolph Lundgren, who played He-Man in the original 1987 movie, gets a cameo. Orko, the little floating wizard, has a cameo at the end of the movie where he talks directly to the audience and gives the lesson learned from the story, which is something they used to do in the original 80s TV show. To my knowledge, pretty much every episode in the original show ended with some kind of PSA announcement. Original creator and showrunner Lou Scheimer, I think I'm saying his name right, Sorry, Lou. But anyways, Lou wanted to leave viewers with uplifting moral clarity. There are heavy Christian overtones in the original show as well as in this movie, and personally, I love that they kept these themes. I was raised in a Christian household, and I'm still Christian to this day. Religion has played a very key factor in my life, and I think that religion, no matter what yours may be, is important. Belief in a higher power outside of yourself is important. And I think the best stories borrow from those stories learned in the Torah, the Quran, and the Bible. Look at Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Star Wars, The Avengers, Superman, Batman, Avatar. All of them borrow aspects from these sacred religious texts, whether they know it or not. All of these franchises have stories of the hero's journey, gaining great power and responsibility, helping others for the greater good, defeating powerful evil, sacrificing yourself to save someone or save the world, and resurrection from the dead. And we, the audience, love these epic stories because there is some innate truth that exists in all of us that we learned at some point in our life that rings true. These are epic stories because they borrow from the original epic stories. Masters of the Universe has several examples of this. Adam is born and raised for 10 years in Eternia, but then he gets sent to Earth. Some Christian religions believe we existed with God before coming to Earth. Adam's entire mission while he's on Earth is to get back to Eternia. Most Christian religions preach about returning to heaven. In Skeletor's throne room, there are 6 snakes. 666 and a serpent are typically associated with the devil. Skeletor even has a line where he says, "I am a devil, but I mean to be a god," which is pretty much Satan's entire mantra. After Adam gets stabbed by Skeletor, he has a vision with the sorceress, and he learns he has power over death, much like Jesus Christ. I know there are several other examples that I'm forgetting about, but they're all over this movie. And now I'm going to get a little personal. I saw this movie during a major crossroad in my life. I was working a job I absolutely hated, but it was paying me well, so I was trying to stick it out. I had been wanting to quit for several days, but wasn't sure if that was the right decision. So I really related to Adam when he's working at his miserable job in HR. It really resonated with me how Adam knew that he was meant for so much more. Everything about Adam's journey resonated with me. And much like Adam, I feel like we constantly have voices telling us to do what everybody else does and do our time working at a job we hate so we can look forward to the weekend and our next vacation. This feels super cheesy, but it really struck me when Adam says the phrase, "I have the power," and transforms into He-Man. How many of us are not living up to our potential? How many of us have so much greater things going for us, but we're too afraid to take them? Literally, after I saw this movie, I texted my boss and told them that I quit. I had no plan, but I was done wasting away at the job that I hated. And it ended up working out because I got a way better job with better pay, better hours, and much better coworkers. All of us have the power to change our lives. All of us have greatness in us. And if we are willing to exercise a little bit of faith, all of us can achieve that greatness.